From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We have mostly cloudy conditions in place across mid-Michigan this afternoon, where we are seeing a little bit of clearing. Temperatures slightly warmer, low 70s in St. John's, Owasso, and Ionia, where that cloud cover is a little bit denser. They're still in the mid to upper 60s. For example, 67 degrees, their current temperature over in Jackson. This cloud cover will slowly begin to decrease as we go throughout the rest of the day. Temperatures topping out in the upper 70s to low 80s. We're slightly warmer for tomorrow, and then we have some cooler temperatures to talk about for next week. 6 News at Noon starts right now.
WMNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at Noon.
Amid talks of peace, Russia ramps up its attacks on Ukraine. It is our top story at noon. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kirk Montgomery. The attacks left dozens dead. It comes as the White House says it's working on arranging a bilateral meeting between Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to discuss ending the war, after both leaders visited President Trump separately over the last week. Natalie Brand now with the latest on the war and the efforts to end it.
The Ukrainian Air Force says Russia fired more than 570 drones and dozens of ballistic and cruise missiles in its latest attack. President Volodymyr Zelensky says the barrage targeted civilian infrastructure, residential buildings, and even an American-owned electronics factory. On social media, Zelensky wrote Russians carried out the attack as if nothing has changed and noted there's no signal from Moscow it intends to engage in substantive negotiations to end the war, even as the White House pushes for direct talks between Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin.
The Ukrainians want security guarantees. The Russians want a certain amount of territory. Again, we finally got the details. We're working on them, but we haven't figured everything out.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio is leading talks with European allies on security guarantees for Ukraine, with hopes to have a plan within the next week to 10 days.
This is, again, a horror that I do not wish anyone to experience.
Marina Bayduk of United Help Ukraine recently traveled to her home country. She says the immediate goal should be a ceasefire.
We do want to see those killings stopped, bombing stopped, and the peace progress.
Russia's foreign minister said Thursday that Putin is prepared to meet Zelensky, but not until all issues are worked out first. And he questioned the Ukrainian leader's legitimacy to sign a peace deal. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
President Donald Trump wants Lisa Cook, an economics professor at Michigan State, to resign from the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. This comes after the head of the Federal Housing Finance Agency accused her of committing mortgage fraud. Cook is currently on unpaid leave from MSU. FHFA Director Bill Pulte said Cook designated 2 of her homes as a primary residence. He adds that his agency sent a criminal referral to the Justice Department regarding those allegations, and now President Trump is calling for Cook to step down. In response, Cook said in part, quote, "I have no intention of being bullied to step down from my position because of some questions raised in a tweet." She went on to say that she intends to take these questions seriously, so she's gathering the accurate information to answer what she called any legitimate questions and provide the facts. A petition drive is underway for the Invest in My Kids ballot initiative, which organizers say will transform Michigan's public schools. This proposed constitutional amendment would ensure the wealthiest Michiganders pay their fair share into the school fund, generating nearly $1.7 billion a year in new dedicated funding for public K-12 schools all across the state. It would add a 5% surcharge on incomes above $500,000 for individual and $1 million for couples.
A budget shouldn't come on the backs of students and families, and that we need to really look to opportunities like the one that's presented here to create a more equitable and accessible playing field and opportunity for all students, but in particular those that have been sort of marginalized and underrepresented for a very long time.
reported, and the cause of this crash that happened this morning in Jackson has not yet been released. Be sure to stay with the 6 News as we learn more about this developing story. On the economic front, more people filed for unemployment benefits last week. The Labor Department says that applications for unemployment benefits for the week ending August 16th rose by 11,000 to 235,000. Now, that is slightly more than the 229,000 new applications that economists had predicted. The total number of Americans collecting unemployment benefits for the previous week of August 9th jumped by 30,000 to 1.97 million, the most since November 6th of 2021. New at noon, Dr. James Dobson, a politically influential child psychologist who started a radio show counseling Christians on how to be good parents and founded the conservative ministry Focus on the Family, has died. He was 89. He was a long campaigner against abortion and gay rights. His death was confirmed by Dr. James Dobson's Family Institute. Dobson founded Focus on the Family in 1977, which had more than 1,000 employees at its peak, and gave Dobson a platform to weigh in on legislation, advise White House panels, and advocate against laws to ban conversion therapy for gay people.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Yet again, we are sitting under some very stubborn cloud cover across mid-Michigan this Thursday afternoon. However, notice on satellite and radar, there is a little bit of clearing beginning to take place across the northwestern portion of our viewing area. That clearing trend will continue as we go throughout the next few hours. So we're going to finish off the day with partly cloudy, mostly sunny conditions, all thanks to this area of high pressure that we have to our northwest. We're also going to be keeping an eye on this low pressure system and its associated cold front over towards the Dakotas, because as that cold front makes its way east, it eventually is going to start to increase our chance for precipitation as we move into the start of the weekend, and then also have a really big impact on our temperatures as we move into early next week. Now today we are still going to be below average, but just slightly, only making it up to a high of 78 degrees. Our average high temperature for this time of year right around 80. We're jumping up above average for Friday and Saturday, then that cold front moves through, and by the time we get into early next week, our high temperature struggling to even make it into the 70s likely on both Monday and Tuesday. Not only going to be a noticeable difference with our high temperatures, but also our overnight lows as well. Sunday morning, temperature is going to be on the cooler side of things. We'll wake up to readings in the low 50s, upper 40s for morning lows expected Monday morning, and also as we move into our Tuesday. Good news is it doesn't look like those cooler temperatures will be lasting for long though. Again, decreasing cloud cover in the forecast as we go throughout the rest of our Thursday. We are mostly clear overnight tonight, and those clear skies could allow for a couple of patches of fog to form as we move into early Friday morning. Bulk of our Friday going to be pretty nice though, mostly sunny conditions in the forecast. That cloud cover is expected to return as we move into Saturday morning. The chance for those scattered showers and thunderstorms starting to pop up Saturday afternoon and evening. Outside right now, still looking rather gloomy here in the city of Lansing. Temperatures currently sitting in the upper 60s. Winds currently at 9 miles per hour coming out of the north-northeast. More dense cloud cover as we take a look over in Grand Ledge. Dew point temperatures currently sitting in the low 60s, so not necessarily really humid outside, but it does feel just a little sticky. We're at 67 degrees over in Jackson, slightly breezy this morning, a peak wind gust of 16 miles per hour, and a very similar situation in Hillsdale with that cloud cover currently sitting right at 68 degrees. Again, we'll make it up to a high of 78 across the area today. A lot more sunshine in the forecast as we move to this evening. Overnight tonight, we are mostly clear, which will allow those overnight lows to cool down into the upper 50s. Make sure that we enjoy some of the 80s that we have in the forecast for the next few days. 83 degrees on Friday, 81 for your high temperature on Saturday. Those scattered showers and thunderstorms not going to be present throughout the entire day, so still some dry time for everyone to enjoy before the cooler air mass begins to work its way in. Upper 60s for highs on Monday, few additional showers possible.
There's a little something for everybody in that forecast.
You know what? I'm a woman of the people, so I try and please everyone with this 6th day at least.
Exactly. All right. Thank you, Kendall. Okay. The Powerball jackpot still up for grabs today and climbing fast after no one matched all 6 numbers in last night's drawing. The grand prize for the next drawing now sits at a whopping $700 million. This jackpot has been growing since May, when a California ticket holder claimed the $204 million prize. The cash value for the next drawing now has jumped to more than $316 million. That drawing is Saturday night at 10:59.